Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say, praise H.O.I, double honor to the elders of H.O.I. This is Brother Ahrayah from H.O.I, back again with another lesson. Today's topic is how to keep the Sabbath. So we're going to start off with this video right here. We're keeping the Sabbath, the holy day of the Lord.
Hey, what are you doing this weekend? Well, today at sundown is the Sabbath. We must rest. The Sabbath? What's that? The book of the law tells us to keep this day holy. No buying, selling, working, or cooking. Really? I never heard of that. Yes. You can read it in Exodus chapter 20, verses 8 and 9. Well, okay. Bye.
Alright, that's it on that. So first off, we're going to start off with the book of Exodus, book of Genesis chapter 1 and verse 4. Because before you know what the Sabbath is, you got to know how the days work, right? Because the Lord said what? Genesis chapter 2 verse 2, and on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, and because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. Right? So H.O.I, who the world calls the Most High God, or the Son, H.O.I, or Christ, created the world, and on the seventh day he blessed it. Right? So the word rested in the scriptures, it means Sabbath. So that's the Sabbath day. Right? Now to see how the days go, you go to Genesis chapter 1 and verse 4. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. So 12 hours in the day, 12 hours in the night. Right? And the evening and the morning were the first day. So the first day actually goes by what? From sundown, right? That's the actual next day to sun up. And then, like, for example, let's say 7 p.m., the sun goes down. That'll be the actual next day. So it could be sundown at Monday, and it'll turn into Tuesday. Not like American, how they say the next day comes like around 12 p.m. or whatever, or 12 a.m. No, it goes by the sundown and sun up and sundown. Right? So you got to get that out the way first. Now, the Sabbath is in Exodus chapter 2. Let's go to this right here. Show you why it's important. Matter of fact, let's go to Exodus chapter 20 and 8. It's the book of Exodus chapter 20 and 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Right? So that's the Sabbath. Now let's check this. This is called the Catholic Partis Extension Magazine. It says, under the blessing of the Pope, plus right there, I'm reading the highlights, the Protestants who accepted the Bible as the only rule of faith should by all means go back to the observance of the Sabbath. Right? The next verse says what? Change of the Sabbath to the Sunday. Yea, the church said this change made this law. So they changed the day of the Sabbath from Saturday until Sunday. That's why all of our people go to church on Sunday. Right? The next paragraph, it says, it is always somewhat laughable to see the Protestant church, its pulpit and legislators demand the observance of Sunday, of which there is nothing in the Bible. You see? So there's nowhere in the Bible where they say that the Sabbath is on Sunday. Why? Because the Sabbath is from Friday evening to Saturday evening. Right? And it shows the seventh day. For example, look. This is the calendar right here. Now, if you in America teach you, the first day is Monday. But if you look at the calendar, the first day is actually Sunday. And the last day is Saturday instead of Sunday. You see? So it show you right in front of your face, but they just won't tell you. Right? So let's go over Exodus 20 and 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath day of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in the 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, right, the sea and all that is in them, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. You see? So the 6 days from Sunday all the way to Friday before the evening hits. You can do whatever you want. You can work, you can watch TV, this and that, do some studying, do some work of the Lord. But on the seventh day, which is a Saturday, you're supposed to give that to the Most High God. So you're not supposed to be working. But if you see America, they have us working like 7 days a week, right? And why? Because they want us to break the Sabbath. That's why it's very important to know your culture, to know who you are and what the Sabbath is, right? So most why people is always working in America like nonstop. Now, if you go to Exodus, we're going to go into some things about the Sabbath you can do and what you can't do. This is one thing you have to do on the Sabbath. You got to prepare your food, right? Exodus chapter 16, verse 23. And he said unto them that this is that which the Lord hath said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which you will bake today, and seeth that ye will seeth, and that which remain over lay up for you to be kept unto the morning. So there's a Friday before the evening. Before the evening of Friday is something called Sabbath preparation, which is the day that you get to prepare your food, right? Get to prepare whatever you're going to eat the next day, because what? You can't cook. You can't use the stove or you can't use the microwave. So what? You can prepare some meals, set up meals, sandwiches, have whatever you need. You might order food and get it before the Sabbath hits. Because once the Sabbath hits, right, and if you're doing the same thing, you're breaking the Sabbath, which is a grievous sin. Now, let's go to Exodus chapter 35 and verse 3. It says, "Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day." See? So you're not supposed to put no fire throughout the Sabbath day. Right? So no stoves, no microwaves, no none of that. You already had your preparation, and you got to take it serious. Right? Because it's the laws of the Most High. So no cooking, that's one. No working, that's two. And let's go to number 3. You're not supposed to buy or sell. Let's go to prove that in Nehemiah chapter 10 and verse 31. This is the book of Nehemiah chapter 10 and verse 31. "And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell," that means any items, it can be, let's say in modern day term, it can be like clothes, jewelry, watches, whatever, food, anything to sell. That we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath or on the holy day. You see, so you're not supposed to buy or sell. That's a grievous sin. And that we will leave the seventh year in the exaction of every debt. So you're not supposed to buy and sell on the Sabbath. That's why America has it all set up, but they want you to buy and sell Friday and Saturdays. Because what? They have all the movies that's come out, the big movies. They got the big parties, the clubs, right? That's why they got the big sports, right? Boxing sports is always be on Saturdays, the big fights. Because what? They want you to spend your money, right? They want to keep you in sin, right? Now let's go to a quick story of the Sabbath. Nehemiah, I think it's Nehemiah. Yeah, Nehemiah chapter, 13. It's the book of Nehemiah chapter 13 verse 15. "And in those days saw I in Judah some treading wine presses on the Sabbath, and bringing it in sheaves and laden asses." So during the time of Israel in the kingdom of Judah, what happened was men was working and they was treading the wine presses. What that means, they was making wine by stomping on the grapes, right? And bringing in sheaves and laden asses with the donkey. What donkey is bringing in all their items, heavyware, heavy materials that they're carrying for what items, food, whatever they got to bring in, on a long journey to what? As also wine and grapes and figs and all manner of burdens, which they brought into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. And I testified against them in the day wherein they sold victuals. So Nehemiah was testifying against them. So I'm like, yo, y'all can't be bringing these stuff over here, man. Right? It's a Sabbath. You gotta keep it, man. It's supposed to be holy. Now listen to this, man. "There dwelt men of Tyre also therein, which bought fish and all manner of ware and sold on the Sabbath." Now, Tyre are actually the African people today. So there's nothing new under the sun. Same as in the ancient days what the African people were selling to us, same as they're doing today. Right? If people know about Manhattan or 34th Street, you'll see a lot of Africans all around the damn place selling all these materials, selling these headphones, suits, cases, and all this, fake sneakers, right? hats, gloves, and all that. And it'd be on a Friday and it'd be on a Saturday. That's where they get most of their business. Why? Because they want us to break the Most High's commandments. They want to keep us in sin, right? And sold on the Sabbath day unto the children of Judah and of Jerusalem. So all Israel they sold unto. Then I contended with the nobles of Judah and said unto them, what evil thing is this that ye do, and profane the Sabbath day? See, so Nehemiah was he was fighting with the kings of Judah, like, yo, what the hell is going on here, man? You know what type of evil you're bringing upon us, right? This the day of the Lord, man, right? The Lord gave you 6 days, you can do what you want, but on the seventh day, you gotta give that for the Most High. Verse 18, did not your father thus, and did not our God bring all this evil upon us and upon this city? Yet ye bring more wrath upon Israel by profaning the Sabbath. See, so it's a grievous sin to disrespect the Lord, man, by not keeping the Sabbath. And it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath, see, before the Sabbath hits, see, it said it began to be dark. I commanded that the gates should be shut and charged that they should not be opened till after the Sabbath. See, so you can buy and sell after the Sabbath. You can cook after the Sabbath, but not during the Sabbath. And some of my servants set I at the gates, that there should be no burden brought in on the Sabbath day. So Nehemiah set guards at the gate to make sure no heathens would come in and try to sell to them. So the merchants and sellers of all kind were of ware lodged without Jerusalem once or twice. See, so they were still hanging around, right? These heathens is consistent, man. It's ridiculous. Then I testified against them and said unto them, why lodge ye about the wall? If ye do so again, I will lay hands on you. So Nehemiah told him, like, yo, why you still over here, man? Yo, if I catch you again, put my hands on you, man. You see, that's how you know this is our book, man. Because only Jake today, or we say Jake, but we mean like so-called blacks, Hispanics, and American, from the forefather of Jacob, which is the 12 tribes of Israel, right? So we use that nickname Jake. So only Jake today would say stuff like that, man. We still say that today, man. We'd be like, well, I'm put my hands on you. I'm about to lay hands on you, right? Put the paws on you, right? So only Jake would say that, man. That's how you know this is our book. It says, from that time forth came they no more on the Sabbath. You see, these heathens, they ain't want no smoke with Nehemiah, man. Right? Nehemiah was messing up Israel too, man. He was beating them up, man. They was sending, he was like, man, I ain't gonna be doing this around here, man. Because what? Because the Most High is the one that put evil on Israel for breaking his commandments. Right? So if one of us suffer, we all gonna suffer, man. Right? So let's go to 2 quick examples I want to give y'all to show that they know that we're not supposed to buy or sell. This is Leviticus chapter 19, verse 13. It says, thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. You see? So we're not supposed to rob from our own people. Like what? His money, whatever he gets that he works for, you're supposed to pay him that fully. Like, for example, let's say if he works a job 5 days a week, right, and his paycheck is $500, you're supposed to give him $100 each day of his paycheck. You're not supposed to rob him by holding him for taxes and all this and that. Nah, you're not supposed to wait until the end of the week or Friday or Saturday. No, if he works on Monday, you give him that 100 before the sun even goes down. Works on Tuesday, you give him that 100 before the sun's even go down. Because what? He's going to need that money to buy what he needs, his necessity. But the way America sets it up, they want you to buy and sell, right, on Fridays and Saturdays. Why? Everybody get their paycheck on Fridays and Saturdays. Because they want you to sin. That's why. They want you to break God's commandment. This whole American system is built off of us breaking God's commandment. Literally, the children of Israel. Right? Let's get another example. I think it's Deuteronomy. Let me see, 24. 24 and 14. Yeah. This is Deuteronomy chapter 24 and 14. Thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or of thy strangers that are in thy land within thy gates. So you're not supposed to oppress a servant, right? And at his day thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor, and setteth his heart upon it, lest he cry against thee unto the Lord, and it be a sin unto thee. See? So our people that's been working at these jobs like a damn plantations, slavery, right? Working at all these jobs, because what, we still slaves today, man. You can't. And people think we're not slaves to blacks, Hispanics, and American. We are still slaves today. So our people that's been working at these jobs as slaves and all this stuff, we gotta still get paid for what we work for, right? And the law said what? You're not supposed to hold a person wage until the sun goes down, man. Right? Because he needs his money for what? For whatever he needs. His food, clothing, whatever he needs, his necessity. So that's very important. Right? And the man work for his wage, man. Pay him, man. Don't try to put no taxes on him. Right? Man, disrespectful. America is greedy, man. Right? So let's go to, I think it's Numbers 15 and 33. Give you an example of a Sabbath. Numbers 15 and 32. And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day. Now look how the Most High was working in the Old Testament. This is very important. Because during that time, the Most High, man, if you broke one of his laws, man, he would just put you to death, man. It was no joke. It was no joke, man. Even if you made a mistake, man, it wasn't no joke, man. The Lord was serious. Right? That's why we got to say all praise to the Most High. He gave us grace in these times, man. You know? All the sins that we committed, we should have been all destroyed already. But the Lord has that mercy. From Numbers 15 and 32. And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day. And they that found him gathering sticks brought him unto Moses and Aaron and unto all the congregation. So the man was working because he was gathering sticks on the Sabbath day when it's supposed to be a day of rest. Right? Now, it's going to be a grievous sin because what? You don't know what the man's intention is. He might be gathering sticks for what? To make a campfire, right? Or to tie something up or to build something up for what? Because remember, he's not supposed to be working on that day. That's why it's very important. And they put him in a ward, which is a holding cell, because it was not declared what should be done unto him. And the Lord said unto Moses, the man shall be surely put to death. You see? Let's read that again. And the Lord said unto Moses, the man shall be surely put to death. All the congregation shall stone him with stones without the camp. You see? So the Lord said, you broke his Sabbath, he's going to put you to death. The man was just grabbing sticks, man. Imagine what the Lord would have been doing to people like us today. If we working on the day of the Lord, on the Sabbath, right? Now, I'm not saying you can't work, but if you, let's say you have a job, right? And you can work 5 days a week. You don't have to work. You don't got to work Saturday, right? Because you already got enough and all that income, whatever. But you choose to add the Saturday in for extra pay. Because what? America will have it set up where on the Saturday you'll get paid more because a lot of people don't want to work on that day, right? Don't take that job, man. You know, when you could just be keeping the Sabbath. Don't take that job on a Saturday when you could just be keeping that Sabbath, man. You know, pray to the Most High and ask him to sing you something better, man. You know, so you can keep his commandments, man, because that's what's important. You know, this life is temporary, man. Everything in this life is temporary. You know, it's all going to pass away. You know. Now, if you got to work, man, you know, just pray to the Most High, man. You know, ask him to give you a better option, man. All right. If you're forced, you have to work on the Sabbath, ask the Most High to give you a better option. Pray to him. You know, the Most High will he'll do ways, man. He'll do miracles, man. You know. So let's go back to this. Verse 35. And the Lord said unto Moses, the man shall be surely put to death. All the congregation shall stone him with stones without the camp. You see? Because what? The Most High want all Israel to participate in putting out that evil. Because, you know, we all rise, man. One rise, we all rise. One fall, we all fall. We fight together or not, man. You know, that's why we got to come back as a nation. And all the congregation brought him without the camp and stoned him with stones, and he died, as the Lord commanded Moses. You see, the Lord commanded Moses to do that. Right? Now it says verse 38. This was very important because of that. Verse 38. It says, speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garment throughout their generation, and that they put upon the fringe of borders of ribbon of blue. See, so we had to wear the borders of ribbon of blue, of the fringes on our clothing. That's why if you've ever seen Israelites, you've seen them fringes on their clothing, at the bottom of their clothing. Why? Because that's our heritage and our customs, right? But that all started from this situation with the dude got put to death for picking up sticks. See, so the Most High is a terrible power, man. You know, he's a loving God, but he's a merciful God, and he's a terrible, fearing God. All right? So you got to respect him. And it shall be unto you for a fringe that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them. See? Because we're hard-headed and forgetful people. And that you seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which you used to go a-whoring, that you may remember and do all my commandments and be holy unto your God. See? So we can't forget the Most High, man. You know, we got to always remember the Lord, do the work of the Lord. So another thing about the Sabbath is, you're supposed to gather together as well, right? If you ain't got no way to get together with people, you know, just watch videos, you know, or look for brothers where they ain't gonna have the camps at for teaching, you know, or studying and everything, you know, because it's very important. So it says Leviticus chapter 23 verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but 7th day is the Sabbath of rest. In holy convocation, see, the word convocation, it means gathering, group, gathering. You shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. So it's supposed to be a holy gathering, right? Like-minded people in the ways of the Most High. Why? Because let's get Matthew chapter 18 and verse 20. Matthew chapter 18 and verse 20. It says, for where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. See? So when there's more than 2 or 3 people, the Lord is in the midst of that. So it's a blessing. Right? So you're supposed to gather. Now let's go to Exodus. Let me see. Exodus chapter 31. I think it's 16. This is Exodus chapter 31 verse 16. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant. See, so the Lord is only giving the Sabbath to the children of Israel. They're supposed to observe it for perpetual covenant. Why? The covenant is only for us, old and the new covenant, right? Throughout their generations. That means forever, man. Your children's children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, they all got to keep it, man. Right? It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. See? Not between the whole world, but the children of Israel forever. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and on the 7th day he rested and was refreshed. See? So the Lord rested on the 7th day. All right? And he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communion with him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tables of testimonies, tables of stone, written with the finger of God. So those were the 613 commandments, man. The Lord gave us to us, man, unto Moses to give unto us, written with the fingers of God. So the commandments was written by the Most High, man. That's why it's very important to keep. Very important to keep. It wasn't written by no damn man. It was written by the Most High. The rest of the Bible was written through the spirit of man, by godly men that were Israelites. All right? Let's go to that real quick. Let's go to Psalms. Let me see. Yeah. No. 60. Yeah, Psalm 68. Just remember right now, Psalm 68 and 11, one of my favorite ones. It says what? It says the Lord gave the word. Great was the company of those that published it. See, the Lord gave the word. And those that published it was what? Was great men. Because what? Let's go to 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 20. It says, knowing this first, that no prophecy of scriptures have any private interpretations. See, for the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man, not natural men, but holy men of God spake as they were moved by the Holy Ghost. See? So the word of the Bible is written by men that were godly men, that were Israelites, that were known as the prophets. All right, but the 613 commandments was written by the Most High God, man. All right? So now let's go to Isaiah chapter 58 and 13. This is the book of Isaiah, That's why it's important. The stuff about the Sabbath is you're not supposed to do your own pleasures, right? The Lord gave you 6 days. You can do what you want, in righteousness. But on the seventh day, you got to give that to the Lord, man. You got to be grateful. The Lord wanted, man. He could have flipped it on us and had us keeping the Sabbath for 6 days, and then on the seventh day, we do our own thing. That'll be only one day for us. But the Most High flipped it, so be gracious. All right. Isaiah 50:13. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Lord honorable, and shalt honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thy own pleasures, nor speaking thy own words. You see? So on the Sabbath day, you're not supposed to be watching no sports, right? No basketball, no football, no none of that, right? No movies, no type of movies that's not dealing with being righteous. That's not dealing with the Bible, right? That's not dealing with the Lord. No music, no rap music, none of that. That's not dealing with the Lord. You can listen to some Hebrew music. They got some music on SoundCloud, right? You can listen to some, you can watch some videos, some camp videos, right? You can watch some movies based on the Bible, like the Book of Eli, one of my favorite movies. Some of the Bible movies that they got, right? Not Birth of the Nation, but some of the Bible movies that they got, some camp videos, catch up on your studying, you can do that, go to camp, go see what the brothers are teaching, study, read your Bible, or even get some rest, right? But you can't have sex on the Sabbath, that's a day for the Lord. You can do that 6 days a week on the Sabbath. Give that for the Lord, man. All right. So we're gonna go to. I got 3 scriptures. I think it's Luke. Yeah. Luke chapter 4 verse 16. This is what Christ keeping the Sabbath. That's why it's important. Because Christ didn't do away with the law in the Old Testament. The law is still in effect. So the Sabbath is still in effect. All right. Luke chapter 4 verse 14. And H.O.I, who the world called Jesus Christ, returned in the power of the Spirit in Galilee. And there went out a fame of him throughout all the region round about. And he taught in their synagogues. See, he was teaching in the synagogue, which are the churches during those times, being glorified of all. And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. See, that's where he grew up from. And as his custom was, which means perpetual, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up for the read. You see? So he went into the synagogue, right? You see? And he was teaching on the Sabbath day, like he always does. So even Christ kept the Sabbath, right? So it says what? Matter of fact, I'll read this one right here. Yeah, verse 17. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah. You see, now check this. The book of the prophet Isaiah. Where do you find that out? You find that at the Old Testament. The book of Isaiah, right? And when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written. And what place is that? That's in Isaiah 61, right? So he was reading from the Old Testament. Why? Because Christ was living in the New Testament. That's why. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of the sight to the blind, and to set them at liberty them that are bruised. This is all talking about the children of Israel, the blacks and Hispanics and the American today. That's who Christ came for, right? Now let's prove that. He was speaking in Isaiah, the Old Testament. That's why the Old Testament, New Testament, they come together. There's no separation. Check this. You see? Isaiah 61:1. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. You see? So praise Jehovah H.O.I, man. So Christ was speaking from the Old Testament, right? Because he even said, I come through the volume of the book. Now check this. The Sabbath ain't done away with. The laws ain't done away with. They're still in effect today. Let's see. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. See? So the law or the prophets, that's why he was reading from the book of Isaiah, because he backs up what Isaiah was saying. Because Christ is the living embodiment of the laws, man, of the word of God. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the Lord till all be fulfilled. Right? So all the prophecies got to be fulfilled. And they still ain't been fulfilled yet. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So you have to teach your people, man. Keep these Sabbath, keep these laws. It's very important. Right? Now, for example, let's go to Acts chapter 17, verse 2. To show the prophets that kept the Sabbath. That's why it's very important. This is the book of Acts chapter 17 and verse 2. And Paul, as his manner was, went in unto them in 3 Sabbath days and reasoned with them out of the scriptures. So even Apostle Paul kept the Sabbath. Why? Because in verse 1, it shows it right here. Verse 1, now when they had passed through Amphipolis and Apollonia, they came to Thessalonica, where was a synagogue of the Jews. So Paul went to the Jews, right? And Paul, as his manner was, went in unto them in 3 Sabbath days, reasoned with them out of the scriptures. You see? So that means Paul was probably there for like about a month, just teaching them with the Sabbath. You see? That's why it's very important, man. The Sabbath is very important. You see? And then you got a lot of people saying that the laws is done away with. Okay. You're going to find out the laws is done away with when H.O.I come through. Right? The next one. This is the book of Acts, chapter 18 and verse 4. Now it says what? It says, and he reasoned in the synagogue. Matter of fact, let me go to verse 1. Yeah. This is showing Paul keeping the Sabbath. After these things, Paul departed from Athens and came to Corinth, right? And found a certain Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, lately come from Italy. Right? Now, if he's a Jew born in Pontus and he's coming from Italy, right? Then that means he's an Israelite in a different place. He's coming from Italy. So not all Israel was in Jerusalem, right? There was some that was scattered abroad, because that Claudius had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome. That's why he was in Italy, man. And came unto them. He told them to leave Rome. So wait a minute. There's Jews in Rome as well? See, those are the letters that Paul was giving them to, that he was sending them to. And because he was of the same craft, he abode with them. And wroth. For by their occupation they were tent makers, right? And he reasoned in the synagogue every Sabbath and persuaded the Jews and the Greeks. See? So the Jews and the Greeks were Israelites. Those were all Israelites. See? That's why it's very important, man. It's very important, man, to not scoff, to not try to put to not be quick to judge, to be quick to judge and all that, right? Now, that's why it's very important. The Sabbath is very important to keep. Let me get the book of Mark, chapter 2 and verse 28. Now, Mark chapter 2, verse 27. And he said unto them, the Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath. You see? So the Most High God created Sabbath, the 7th day, for rest for us, for men, for the children of Israel. Right? Not for men to pick and choose what day they want the Sabbath to be and all this. Nah, that's confusion. Why? Because the Most High don't get tired. But that rest day that he implemented on the 7th day was for us. Because we're in the flesh. We get tired. Right? Therefore the Son of Man is Lord also of the Sabbath. So Yahushua is Lord of the Sabbath as well. Right? Because he has that authority. That's why he said what? I came not to send peace on earth. No, he said, Slakia. He said what? He said, think not I come to destroy the law or the prophets. So the laws ain't done away with, man. Alright? So all praise Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Let's end it out with this. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God, who's Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, right? The Most High, in the name of the Son, and keep his commandments. The Sabbath is one of the commandments you're supposed to keep. Alright? For this is the whole duty of man. Alright? So with that, man, we say all praise Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. With the Ahrayah back with a lesson, how to keep the Sabbath. And Most High willing, we're going to end it off with one of my favorite songs that I use for the Sabbath. To get pumped up. Yeah, Salakia for this. Yeah. Alright, let's start with this.
Sabbath morning, rise and shine, hit the block, make it hot, shake them down. We go at it till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Warfare, got my gear, I'm prepared for the op. And we talking how we walk it, yeah, that's just how we rock. Friday night, gotta rest, in the morning, hit the block, shake them down. We go at it till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Warfare, got my gear, I'm prepared for the op. And we talking how we walk it, yeah, that's just how we rock.
Alright. And with that, I'll praise H.O.I. I'll be back again with another lesson. And let's continue to build and continue to grow through the Spirit of the Most High. And let's continue to endure to the end. So, all praises H.O.I. and Kwam Yasharal. Shalom.